I rise to just, in general, address what I think has been a steady erosion of a very, very important avenue for citizens to be engaged in the environmental process, namely environmental review. Started Representative Fabian's bill, House File 1. We had more erosion, loosening up of environmental review in the Environmental Policy Omnibus Bill, and now we have it here in the Finance Bill. And I think there's a really important point that's missing. I think those that advocate weakening of environmental review cite the amount of time this takes, the delays and projects that it causes, to simply get important information out to the public and have them evaluate it and have a regulatory agency evaluate it as part of the permitting process. But members, there is another side to this, and that is that oftentimes these delays in projects are caused by the proposer themselves. The corporation, the public entity, whatever is proposing a project that has health and safety and environmental impacts, they're often causing the delays because they're not giving the regulatory agency the needed information they need in a timely manner. So it's not that we have overregulation, it's that we have entities that are really more interested in cutting corners than providing basic, simple information. And so I want to give you a case study that I came across related to environmental review. Some of you know Hennepin County wants to expand the garbage incinerator in downtown Minneapolis. Now, I'm not here today to debate the pros and cons of it. I think those of you that know me know that I have a long-standing concern about the health and safety and environmental impacts of incineration, and it's competing with recycling and better environmental alternatives. But I raised this just because I came upon a letter from the Pollution Control Agency dated at the end of January. And it's a 7-page letter, members, that details over a period of a year and a half, a lot of the information that the company that operates the garbage incinerator for Hennepin County didn't provide the agency basic information. This goes back 2 years. It's an involved story, but we had said 2 years ago when this issue first came to the fore, do an environmental impact statement. Get it out in the open. Let's evaluate it. If there's a problem, we can find out in the EIS. That process would have taken perhaps 9 months or a year. If they had done what I think many of us had advised them to do, asked them to do, they might even have their permit by now. But instead, they chose different ways to shortcut the process. First, they were going to use an existing EIS for the target field project, which the Minneapolis Planning Commission completely rejected because that's absurd. That's a completely different project. Then they wanted to get an administrative permit from the Pollution Control Agency, which the Pollution Control Agency said, we're not going to do that. That's only for extenuating circumstances. So now they're working on an environmental awareness worksheet. But basic things right now are missing from that draft EAW. So this is what's causing the delay, members. Let me just focus on a couple of examples. In their EAW, the proposer thought it was voluntary when it was mandatory. So there's a separate set of issues that have to be included in the project. They didn't even provide history of the current facility, which is needed. I don't know how long that is. Maybe it's a few paragraphs, like a term paper, maybe a small term paper. They didn't even provide that. It's required. A history of the project, a general description of the current facility. They didn't provide that. A description of proposed process changes to equipment. And this isn't rocket science, members. This is just simple, basic, descriptive information. There's some descriptions of, it's an expansion of a facility, so it's going to use more water. They don't talk about how it's going to use more water. It goes on and on. 7 pages, members. Again, so this is the problem. We hear that this is an onerous process and it's causing delays. Well, members, I think oftentimes the delays are caused by these corporations themselves for reasons unbeknownst to me. I don't know why they wouldn't provide this. Clearly, they would know that it's expected of them. But I think we have oftentimes efforts to cut corners in environmental review rather than simply giving the information that's required in a straightforward manner.